So you're looking about 3/4 of an inch, maybe. I don't know, what do you guys think? Yeah, I'd say 3/4. Let's get it a little closer here. Wouldn't you? That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, about 3/4 of an inch. So, anyway, these recesses in the stock Sasquatch wheels should be plenty enough for that 1/4 inch intrusion from the stock lugs from these 3/4 inch spacers here. So I do not anticipate any problems, and they're right at 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4 inch spacer with 3/4 inch clearance on a 1.5 inch lug. I think we're good to go. So we'll try them on, we'll see. So stay tuned. And just so you guys know, I do use Loctite, the blue. This is a red thing, but it is blue. It's not the permanent one. So this will get you, this is the blue sauce. I've used this on the 4Runner. I got this in the O'Reilly's. Get your torque wrench. Comes with a little mini instruction sheet here. Tells you on how you, these are hub centric. And, you know, tells you on here. Now it does say not to use Loctite. It will avoid the warranty, but you know, we'll see. I mean, the main thing they're saying is not to do must be installed by a professional mechanic or by a professional wheel and tire shop according to the following instructions. So they just said that to cover their ass. You know, a lot of people do use a little dab of Loctite on them. I did with a 4Runner, never had any issues. That's just a little security. There's no way Loctite would cause them to come off or break, especially not the blue one, maybe the red one. But anyway, as you guys can see, got the front wheel off. That'll be the first one. I got one of the spacers already sitting on there, so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. Yeah, like I said, maybe a 1/4 inch intrusion and 3/4 inch clearance. So I should have 1/2 inch to spare. You could probably go down to a 1/2 inch spacer on this, but I think 3/4 is probably the minimum for my clearance issues with the UCA. And then, you know, if anything else, I may have to go to a full inch, even though I don't want to do that unless I have to, because I'm afraid it may start getting closer to where the crash bar mounts are. Notice the new Raptor doesn't even have this piece on it. I got pictures at the auto show. It does have that piece on it though. So anyway, we'll get you guys some pics and photos here in just a moment. Get this project done. All right, so one of the fun parts about doing these front tires and wheels, unlike the back tires, you can't use an emergency brake to hold them. So what I have to do is, and I'm sure most of you all will, you can do this by yourself, but it's probably easier to have somebody help you. Usually you have to use a crowbar or some kind of you know, pry bar with your torque wrench. You have to put one hand on the end of the pry bar, other hand on the bottom of the torque wrench, and basically do like a wishbone. So that's the only way you're going to torque the front ones, just because there's nothing holding them there. So like I said, you know, it's just one of those things to where, you know, it's not hard to do. Like I said, it might be a little easier if you have two people, but I've done it on the 4Runner just like this as well. Just make sure you got your torque specs right and make sure that it clicks on you, so that way you know what you're doing. As far as we got the full lock to on the driver's side towards the passenger side. In regards to that little clearance issue, I think we're good. It's a pretty decent gap. Yeah, I think we're good, because even with articulation, it's not going to probably come closer to that. So this is on the driver's side, which was the closer of the two. So I almost forgot to check the front here. As you can see, there is plenty of clearance between where the crash bar mount is. Of course, this one didn't come with it because it's Sasquatch, but as you can see, as I can get my phone down here, Got plenty of clearance, a couple inches at minimum. So even in articulation, I don't see this being an issue. Yeah, I don't see this being an issue. So, perfect setup in my opinion. Alright, just a real quick disclaimer. Unfortunately, in today's society, we have to make these, but you know, this is a modification. I didn't necessarily follow the manufacturer's rules to a T because I did use Loctite, but I did everything else correctly. So do this at your own risk. If you want to use Loctite, you know, take that you take that full risk by doing so. I'm using it just because I believe it's effective, but you know, if you do that, you are making that choice. So anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, hit that alert button, and we got plenty more stuff to come. Now that these things are on, we'll get ready to take this thing over to Badlands Off-Road Park in Indiana and have a good time now that we got some clearance.